Hello, everyone. Dom Tiberi here. It's time for the greatest rivalry in all of sports. We call it Ohio State versus Michigan. We're going to break it down with our guys, Dave Holmes, Adam King from 10 TV, along with former Ohio State receiver DeVere Posey, who you hear now on 97.1 The Fan, and also from The Fan, Tim May, who's also with Letterman Row. Tim, how much pressure is there on Kyle McCord going into this game? Is he the difference?
Touches the ball on every play. Everything's going to go through him. A Big Ten shot at a Big Ten championship, a shot at playing for a college football playoff is on the line. I don't know how you can get more pressure on a quarterback, but sometimes, and Kyle McCord seems to be at his best, and I think that's what he's proven this year when he's kind of backed into a corner. The Notre Dame game, he had a tough time during parts of that game, but my goodness, when you needed him to be throwing strikes, he threw strikes on that last drive. So there's a lot of pressure on him. He understands that, and he thrives in that. Dave,
he says. Dave, the other saying is that the quarterback and the head coach get all the credit, they get all the blame. With that said, how much pressure now is on Ryan Day?
There will be 110,000 people in the big house, and not one of them even has half the pressure that Ryan Day has on him, more than anyone else. One of those guys that has pressure on him is going to be a hotel or a sports bar watching the game in Jim Harbaugh. But Ryan Day is going to have more pressure than anyone else because this is a career-defining game. He beat him the first time. COVID happened. Bad luck for sure. They would have pounded him that year, of course. Yeah. Then you get back-to-back. But he's been given a second lease at life. The governor called at midnight and said, there's an asterisk there. And we're going to accept it, provided you get this thing back on track. And so if Ohio State wins this, they're going to point to that and say, the only way you beat us is if you cheated. If Michigan wins, they're going to say, what now? What's your next excuse? So this is a legacy-defining game for Ryan Day. I mean, if he wins this, I think Buckeye Nation is going to wipe the last couple of years away, and we're all going to laugh about sign stealing. If he loses this game, you're coming back home with a chance to graduate an entire class of guys who never once beat Michigan.
DeVere, Ryan Day told me the other day that they're going to put a great game plan together, and then they need to let the kids go out, not think about anything, and just play. Play free, play fast. What is he saying?
He's saying to go out in that game and just not worry about the rivalry, the sign stealing things. You have to bring a level of intensity that matches one of the best teams in the country. Ohio State or Michigan, this defense is playing well. J.J. McCarthy will probably potentially be a first-round pick. They have great players. They have great schemes, and we just have to match their energy at home on the road. I mean, and the thing
is he talking about like we saw at Georgia?
Exactly, or even Notre Dame. I mean, I had doubts in Kyle McCord, and the thing about me doubting a guy, I love nothing in football than proving me wrong, right? Just prove me wrong, Kyle. You proved me wrong with the Devin Brown. Prove me wrong on the last drive. I'm worried about him going head-to-head with J.J. McCarthy. Kyle, prove me wrong again. Outperform that guy. Like Tim says, he performs well when his back is against the wall. Bottom line, I'm also looking for Marvin Harrison to have a Heisman-defining game. He plays great when he's asked to play great. And if Kyle McCord and Marvin Harrison find that connection and Travion runs the ball the way he did last couple of weeks, this offense is going to be hard to stop in Ann Arbor.
Adam, we talk about the pressure on Ryan Day. How about the pressure on the guy who's not going to be on the sidelines because he's been suspended? How much pressure is he feeling? How much should he be worried about his legacy? I heard Paul Feinbaum say today that he doesn't think Harbaugh will coach at Michigan after this year. I mean, is there pressure on him even though he can't coach in this game?
The interesting thing is, I don't know that there's any pressure on Jim Harbaugh, but there's also a ton because this is very likely going to be his last Ohio State-Michigan game. Yeah. And if Ohio State wins, it pretty much wipes away those two losses because they'll always have an asterisk, or the two wins for Michigan. And so then when you look back at Harbaugh's record against Ohio State, he never has a single win he can point to and say, see, there was no scandal, we just beat them. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of pressure there. But I do wonder, Jim Harbaugh's got a lot of other things to think about right now. I think in the grand scheme of things, losing to Ohio State would be terrible. I think it would, obviously he wants to win. There's a ton of pressure from the Michigan fan base to win. But also, he's a coach right now that's dealing with what's my future in college athletics? What's my future? There's reports out there the NFL won't take him if college suspends him. So pressure on Jim Harbaugh spans well beyond anything that's going to take place.
This thing is not a recruiting scandal. This thing is, when you're talking about cheating,
integrity.
When you're talking about stealing signs or whatever, although the NFL tries to do that all the time. Mm-hmm. That's why everybody talks like this. But, what's the pressure like on Jim Harbaugh? He is the hardest book to read I've ever tried to read. I mean, who knows how this is affecting him? Somebody should, point out to him, you think maybe people have, hey, man, this is a serious deal going down here.
Yeah,
And
very serious.
maybe he'll get it.
All right, guys, keep it on 10 TV. 97.1 The Fan for all your Buckeye coverage needs.